Hello everyone, I'm Linda White speaking to you from Buford, Georgia. Thank you for tuning in with us. So today I will be talking to you about a revolutionary source of power, wind energy, and how it has been spreading rapidly across the globe, particularly in Texas. So, what is wind energy? Well, wind energy is actually a form of solar energy. So winds are caused by the uneven heating of the atmosphere by the sun and the irregularities of the Earth's surface, along with the rotation of the Earth as well. So when winds are harvested by modern wind turbines such as these, they can generate electricity for homes and for other things like that.
The first electricity generating wind turbine was invented in 1888 in Cleveland, Ohio by Charles F. Bush and ever since have been used, though upgraded for the better. As you can see, quite a bit of room is needed for these turbines to fit, considering both their massive size and the quantity necessary. This is why their ideal habitat is located in dry, windy, and desert-like areas. So wind turbines convert the kinetic energy in the wind into mechanical power. This mechanical power can be used for specific tasks such as grinding grain or pumping water, or a generator can convert this mechanical power into electricity to power our homes, businesses, and schools. They might seem a little bit complicated, but not as much as you think. A wind turbine is practically the opposite of a fan. Instead of using electricity to make wind like a fan does, wind turbines use wind to make electricity. Most turbines will shut down automatically when wind speed reaches about 88.5 kilometers per hour, which is 55 miles per hour, to prevent mechanical damage, and they will work optimally at speeds between 30 and 50 miles per hour.
God, I feel like I'm teaching an environmental science class or something. Anyway, it is important to note that wind energy is in fact renewable, meaning that it can be replaced as quickly as it is used, as opposed to coal, such as this, petrol,
or natural gas. As I mentioned before, wind power uses wind energy, which is generated by the heating and cooling of the earth each day by the sun. The sun is an inexhaustible source and is not depleted once it's used. Therefore, wind power is in fact renewable.
According to the CNBC, we recently exceeded 341,000 wind turbines worldwide. The CNBC also mentioned that in 2016, wind power helped the planet avoid over 637 million tons of carbon dioxide emissions, and we just keep improving them. In recent years, PowerEngineering.com said that worldwide engineers have increased capacity factors by increasing the size of the rotors used on the wind turbine.
More on recent news. According to the NBC and many other news sources, Texas has adopted wind energy as one of the main sources of power.
We are now going to talk to Wilbur Agamite, a worker in the wind industry, so he can tell us a little bit about the positive aspects of wind energy.
Thank you, Linda. I'm a worker for EON, a European holding company based in Germany. We are currently promoting wind energy in Texas as we saw much potential for efficient wind energy here. Wind energy is definitely an energy source that we need to consider more. I have 4 major reasons why this is true. First off, the industry creates so many jobs,
like meteorologists, surveyors, structural engineers, assembly workers, and technicians. Wind energy creates 30% more jobs than a coal plant and 66% more than a nuclear power plant per unit of energy generated.
Second, there's a social advantage of local ownership. Developing local energy sources of electricity means we import less fuel from foreign places. It also means our energy dollars are put directly into the local economy. Number 3, there's the aspect of free fuel and price stability. Wind is a native fuel that doesn't need to be mined or transported, obviously taking too expensive costs out of long-term energy expenses. The price also does not fluctuate compared to fossil fuels and nuclear power. My final reason, it is very eco-friendly. Wind energy produces no negligible greenhouse gases, other than the manufacturing, installation, and maintenance of the turbines. But before you jump to any conclusions,
Those greenhouse gases are offset by the clean power the turbines produce within 9 months of operation.
I think I made my point. Thank you.
No, thank you, Wilbur. So now you're probably thinking, why don't we just use wind for all of our power? Well, not so fast. Generating wind power is not necessarily the easiest thing to do, and there's many reasons as to why it's not as prominent as you would think. So Rebecca Lind is a former wind power engineer from Ohio, and she has some pretty good reasons as to why wind power shouldn't be the most prominent energy source of today's society.
Thank you very much for that introduction, Linda. I live in Cleveland, Ohio with my cat, Autumn, and for years I worked in the wind industry. From my experience, I've learned that there's a lot of issues that come from using wind power. These machines are very costly, both to maintain and to build.
For my company, building one commercial scale wind turbine at 2 megawatts costs $3 to $4 million to be installed and maintained.
A 10 kilowatt machine which would power a large home would typically have an installed cost of $50,000 to $80,000. And one like this could be over 80 feet tall and over 15 feet wide. Sure, you can get a smaller wind turbine, but the smaller they are, typically the less effective they are, and they cannot generate as many units of energy. It really depends on how you build the turbine. The wind speeds in your area need to reach at least 10 miles per hour. Utilities to provide energy in your area can't be too costly. I could go on and on.
In the end, there's also the issue that they just aren't reliable. Because it's not always windy. Under perfect conditions, one average wind turbine could theoretically generate 10 kilowatts 365 days a year all the time, but with soft breezes, it will generate just a handful of watts. Another issue is the disruption of wildlife, such as birds or bats. It's estimated that around 450,000 birds are killed by the wind turbines. I mean, it probably doesn't seem like a big deal because there's so many birds in the world, but wind turbines have killed thousands of threatened and endangered bird species, like the golden eagle, for example. To build these giant wind farms, deforestation also occurs, displacing a lot of animal species. The last issue I'm going to mention has to do with the sound pollution the wind turbines generate. The turbines produce the high-pitched whining noises similar to a jet engine. I would know since I lived near one for quite some time whenever I worked in the wind industry. Since then, I've moved because I'm a very light sleeper and it bothers my cat too. Anyway, please consider what I've said. Thank you.
It is obvious to note, for the sake of the planet, that we promote a renewable energy economy. Wind power can be that cornerstone of the sustainable energy future because it is affordable, it provides so many jobs, and it treads very lightly on the environment without causing pollution, releasing hazardous waste, or depleting natural resources. However, we need to be very careful in using this wind power as well, because it can pose threats on the environment. Thank you for listening, and I hope this gave you more perspective on what wind power is, the goods and the evils of wind power, and it gave you a little bit more of an open mind to the importance of renewable energy as a whole. Thank you very much.